Ferris Media and Marketing, owned by entrepreneurs D. Ferris, brings to you the finest in final tribute and obituary programs. Dee is known as the obituary queen, and she brings to you the finest in colored printed celebration of life programs with pictures of your loved one and you in whatever design that you can imagine that you will cherish forever. Dee also owns Alpha Omega Monuments and can provide for your family all types of headstones, flat, stand-up, double headstones, even headstones with your loved one's picture. Whatever your printing need, Ferris Media and Marketing can provide it for you. Give her a call at 901-921-0110. Even if you need business cards, logos, or contracts, 901-921-0110.
Hello, I am Judge Betty Thomas Moore. I have had the honor and the privilege to serve as your judge in Division 5 of General Sessions Civil Court for the past 16 years. I made history as the first elected female judge of the Shelby County General Sessions Civil Court. I dispose of thousands of cases making impartial and just decisions. I am proud to serve Shelby County. Thank you for your vote.
Paid for by the Committee to Re-elect Judge Betty Thomas Moore, Alvin Moore, Treasurer.
Citizens of District 86, my name is Will Richardson, and I'm asking to be your next state representative. I'm a husband, I'm a father, grandfather, multiple business owner, decorated veteran, man of God, and I care about the people. Yes, we have our challenges within our city, in our state. That's why I'm asking for your support to continue the legacy and the hard work of our district. I want to be your voice in Nashville to assist in lowering crime, bringing better education for our children, bringing quality and affordable health care, and jobs back to our city. Remember on August 4th to consider me, Will Richardson, as your next state representative for District 86. Remember, where there's a will, there's a way.
This is Thaddeus Matthews. You know, people are always asking me, who do I feel is a great lawyer that can handle their criminal or their civil matters? And I always have to recommend my lawyer of over 25 years, Joe Osmond. Now I want to recommend my friend and my lawyer, Joe Osmond, for Criminal Court Judge Division 2. Joe Osmond has been practicing law for 30 years. Joe Osmond is a man of honor, a man of integrity, a man that if you, your family, or your friends have to stand in front of him, you know whether you're the victim or the defendant, the court about justice and fairness for all. Joe Osmond is committed to helping find solutions in the community and to making the right decisions in the courtroom regarding those that can be saved and those that should be incarcerated to save others. Vote Joe Osmond, Criminal Court Judge Division 2. Early voting starts July 15th through the 30th. Election day is August 4th. Paid for by the Committee to Elect Joe Osmond, Criminal Court Judge Division 2, Michael Working, Treasurer.
Education, experience, community involvement, special legislation, conferences and workshops, family, church, and friends. Honesty, integrity, accessibility, what Barbara Cooper brings to you and me. She'll take a stand, together we can win again. Yeah. Re-elect Barbara Cooper, State Representative, District 86, paid for by friends of Barbara Cooper.
David Poole wants to be elected as criminal court judge in Division 6. And I think it's a great idea, and I will tell you why. David Poole, as a practicing attorney, has practiced in Mississippi, Arkansas, and Tennessee. He's argued before the Tennessee Court of Appeals. David Poole has engaged in probate, environmental, and trade law, also personal injury, real estate, and yes, criminal law. David Poole has practiced in most every facet of the law. David Poole presently serves as a Shelby County General Sessions Criminal Court Judicial Commissioner or Magistrate for the past 6 years. He handles such matters as arraignments, warrant reviews, seizure hearings, warrant reviews, order of protections, and much, much more. David Poole, if elected, will make sure all matters in his courtroom are addressed with a sense of justice and fairness. On August 4th, vote David Poole, Criminal Court Judge, Division 6. Early voting starts July 15th through the 30th. Paid for by Poole for Judge, William Davis, Treasurer.
Here's your invitation to Melanie, Mrs. Cussing Pastor, 47th birthday party and blues show. It's Friday, September 9th, 7 p.m. at the LaPlace Ballroom and Event Center, 5841 Sycamore View in Summer, right behind Church's Chicken, featuring in concert L.J. Eccles.
Do you want me to get it from the back?
O.B. Buchanan, Summer Wolf,
If you don't want me, leave me.
Questlove,
Love the way you put it on me.
Mr. Sam,
Say jump up, roll it,
Red Velvet,
I wanna love somebody.
and introducing new Southern Soul sensation, West Dawn.
If you don't wanna treat me right, somebody else will.
It's Melanie, Mrs. Cussing Pastor's 47th birthday party and blues show. Friday, September 9th at the LaPlace Ballroom and Event Center. Tickets are $40 in advance, $50 at the door. VIP, $65 per seat at a table of 9 or a whole table for $500. Tickets available only at cussingpastor.com. The MC for the evening, none other than the Cussing Pastor, Thaddeus Matthews. Get your tickets now!
is the one that will inform you about all those jokers that are doing wrong. You cross the line and then it's on. Sometimes the other news don't get it right. They don't get it right. But Daddy does his homework every night. What's local news, world news, national news? He's gonna keep it tight for the people here.
What about now? Do y'all have me now? Do you have me now? One, two, three, four. All right, goddammit, you got me now. I hadn't pushed the button. Okay, all y'all ain't gotta say yes. Shit. All right. I haven't been to the board this in the last few days on this side. I've been on the radio side, but I have not. Been going through a few little things. Let me say this real quick. Thanks to each and every one of you who have voiced some concern for my son Raymond, who is still in the hospital in Clarksville, Tennessee, on the other side of Nashville. And yes, I got on the political shirt. This is what you call advertising. They pay me a little bit more to wear their shit on the air, because if I wear your shit all during the show, you're going to remember the name Will Richardson or whoever's t-shirt that I happen to have on the air. My son is suffering for some heart issues. He's hard-headed like his daddy. He don't do always what he's supposed to do. And without getting into all of the details, on Friday evening, his mother, his wife, and his son, and a brother from the mother's side of the family were all in the city of Nashville. He was sick. He's been in the hospital all week. He's been in and out of the hospital 5 times within the last 6-7 months. Raymond walked out of a hospital because I don't know where he got this pig-headedness from, and this stubborn attitude, and this I'm in charge attitude, and you can't tell me nothing attitude. I don't know where the hell he got that kind of attitude from, but he walked out of a hospital, but he was real sick. His body was containing so much fluid that his body has picked up, he's bloated out of proportion. Bloated to the point that he can't even go through that CAT scan thing. He was so sick on Friday that there was a blockage in his bowels, and his bowels came up through his mouth. They cleaned him up. He was talking and jovial, and his mother and wife and my grandson left Nashville coming back to Memphis, and almost into Memphis late on Friday night. They got the call that he had died, but that they were able to resuscitate him. Yes, the doctors took credit for what God did. And they put him on life support at 100% for breathing. He was not breathing on his own. Later, there were some folk that were just calling me and bugging me, why don't you go to Nashville? And here's what I'd say to them. I'm not going to Nashville because there's nothing I can do when I get to Nashville. He's in ICU. His wife is going back. I am not going to the hospital and take charge. And there were those who suggested, you may need to go and speak up. No, that's his wife's duty. I'm in constant contact with the ICU doctors. She is there, and I am not going to overstep my bounds. I'm not in Memphis. My name means nothing in Nashville. But the doctors are doing all that they can do. We started praying, and somebody say he needs a specialist. Well, I knew a specialist. His mama knows the same specialist I know. We called on Dr. Jesus and put my son's life in his hands. I'm a man of profound faith. Faith without works is dead. I ask God to do what I know he can do, and that's to heal and to restore. And I just believe God for the miracle worker that he's in. Don't need me at the hospital. Don't need me in ICU. They ain't gonna let me in no way. His wife is there. His helpmate, who has been a helpmate to him ever since they've been married for several years now. If she has an issue, she calls me. I make suggestions to her as to what needs to be done. She was on jury duty. I told her what to do to get off of jury duty so that she could be there with her husband. They lowered the rate on the respirator to 70%. They lowered it to 50%. And they lowered it all the way down on this morning. This morning, I spent an hour and a half on the phone, three-way, with Raymond's mother, with the doctor, with Brittany, that's his wife, as they were attempting to wake him up, okay? To wake him up out of the induced coma that they medically put him in. They also put something on him called a cold blanket that also is provided to freeze his body and let the heart repair itself. I don't know nothing about that. I can do what I do. Radio and TV, I'm the expert. I'm the specialist. But God has ordained doctors to have the skill to do. If there were questions, and I had to tell my wife, I'm not going and taking charge. If there is something that I need to know, then I will ask the doctors. The doctors have been gracious enough to speak to me. But my going to be in charge and to take over, I ain't calling no outside folk for no information. They are not there. They are there with the doctors. The recommendations I call such and such and such, they ain't there. Okay? And I'm depending on the doctors that are there to do the job that is necessary. They were not, they woke him up, but he did not respond. For an hour, I know, I tried to talk to him, his wife tried to talk to him, his mother tried to talk to him, the doctors were talking to him, and I'm hearing everything that the doctors were saying in the ICU unit. He did not respond. His eyes came open, but he did not follow verbal commands. The doctors made the decisions to sedate him, put him back under sedation, and they're going to try again on tomorrow. I just trust God. I refuse. And let me say this. I preached. I eulogized my mama. I eulogized my aunt that raised me. I eulogized my brother, one of my brothers. And I eulogized my other son. I refuse to prepare another eulogy for this son, because I still believe in let thy will be done. And I've asked God to do what you do. I ain't gonna tell God how to do what he do. God is still in the healing business. I've had those who suggested, why you going there this morning? What the hell am I supposed to do? I go in there every morning, don't I? I don't have pity parties. I refuse to have a pity party. God's got this thing. So for me to sit around, I ain't going on the radio this morning because my son's sick. I'm not doing my show this evening because my son's sick. Means that I doubt the faith that I have in God. And I have no doubt in what God can do. See, Raymond is in a position that God is talking to him. And his mother and I were laughing yesterday that Raymond has a triple dose of my DNA. He looks just like me. He acts exactly like me. Accelerated. He has my attitude. He has a gift of gab. He's me. And she said, now, God got Raymond where he can talk to him. But knowing that he has your DNA in him, he probably trying to out-talk God right now. So I thank you for your considerations. I thank you for your prayers. I even thank you, the people who gave me one or two hateful remarks. I thank you too because you motivated me to pray even harder. I prayed so hard Saturday night that I was hungry yesterday morning. I prayed up on an appetite. Went to Perkins and just got me a feast of stuff. Went to the blues. I mean, not the blues. It was almost a blues. The gospel concert on last night. That's a whole show within itself. And I'm great. I got up and did my show this morning. Added a little gospel to the show. I am rejoicing in the expectation of what God can do. Are y'all in this house with me tonight? I'm grateful and I'm joyful for the expectation of what God is going to do. That God is going to perform a miracle in the life of Raymond Deshaun Matthews. Okay? But what he did do made me take my medicine this morning. I hadn't been taking my fluid pills, and that was the amount. Fluid had just stood in one place, and hell, I took two. Still taking one fluid pill like I'm supposed to. I took two. I've been peeing like a horse, a raised horse, all day. I was scared to go anywhere today, but thankful to God I could sit here and work. But I'm grateful this evening. And no, I'm not going to make a move to Nashville until he wakes up and he's at himself. Then I'm going to visit. I ain't going to get in God's way. Boy, see, don't y'all make me preach tonight. I am going to stay out of God's way and let God do what God has to do. Okay? So don't nobody give me no suggestions about what I need to do. I talk to God. I know God for myself. And I'm standing still until God tells me to make a move. I ain't going to the hospital and try to run the hospital and run the nurses, throw my name around. I'm going to stand still because God don't need me. He's able to do this thing all by himself. Now y'all gonna let me lead us along, ain't you? So I can go and get into my show because I got happy on the radio this morning. I started playing stuff like God is still in charge. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it like you said you would. And that's my dependence on God. Thank you again for all of you who have prayed. I'm sure, I know in fact that his mother appreciates it. I appreciate it. But I can't teach faith and don't live it. I can't teach faith and be scared to wait on God. They that wait, They shall renew their strength. And I got 2 or 3 folks said that you've been talking about Bobby OJ, this, that, and the other, and that's the reason. No, God don't work like that. You ignorant ass church-going motherfuckers. You don't know shit no way. You know what them goddamn bishops and elders that you going and that bullshit that they teach you. But the God I serve don't work like that. So yes, I'm still on the case. I'm still on some other cases. And if you don't like what I say and do, fuck you. Fuck you. And just get the fuck out of my way and get off my page. Don't comment to me. I've had to be very careful with some of my comments because, you know, they throw me in Facebook jail for anything. So what I'm just doing is blocking some of y'all. I live by faith. What has brought me to the point that I am at 6 is faith. When others counted me out, it was my faith in God that brought me to where I am now. Now let me say amen, 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 and amen again. I got mustard seed faith. Woo! Good God Almighty. All right. I mean, one of them preachers on. Let me come out of this. Ooh, that cocoa is good. I'll preach another night. Let me get into this show on tonight. Yeah, Lord. Let me leave it alone. Because when I think of the goodness of God and all that He's done for me, my soul says yes. Laying on that table in a hospital bed is blood of my blood and flesh of my flesh. But I got faith. And God has told me, just be still, Thaddeus. You can't run every damn thing. That's what the Lord told me. You can't run every damn thing. You try to run everything. Be still and know that I am God. Woo. Stop now. I got to call Shantae and do this interview. See, I'm so glad that I know God for myself and I ain't got to depend on, well, you're supposed to serve God like this, like we do over here at the Ferris Baptist Church over here next door to the Little Baptist Church. We used to sing an old song at the Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church, 114 Henry on the Dr. E.L. Slay, when I was a little boy at altar call. And the song says, take your burdens to the Lord and do what? Leave them there. Don't pray about it and then pick it up and take it back to the seat to you with you. I'm in the preacher zone, but I got an interview. Thank you, Lord. Somebody not understand me, but that's all right. As long as me and God don't want to go, it's all right. See, some of y'all jumped in your car and ran to the hospital and can't do nothing when you get to the hospital. They won't even let you in. But I sent a specialist over there to Clarksville to say I was going to have to get the GPS and find the place in Clarksville. But God knew where it was. And He knew where the ICU unit was that Raymond is in. ICU. The same way that God saw me in the ICU, He'll see my son. Ooh. I'm going to run to Nashville. And I already told God, I didn't tell God to go to Nashville. He's already there. I said, while you're standing at the bedside of my son, do what you do. All right, now let me leave this alone. Woo. I'm in that zone. I'm in that zone. I'm in that zone. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Lord Jesus, let me stop, Jesus. Because I be done preached. I've been dealing with this Bobby Ojay. Now, y'all, stop now. Y'all let me alone. Let me stop this. I know he's worthy to be praised, but let me stop this. Let me stop this. Okay. Okay. Boy, I got so happy on the radio this morning. Anyway. Okay. Let me go. I know Shantae was at a graduation. But this thing is heavy on me. So let me go into talk show mode. Let me come out of the preaching mode. Because I'll preach on your ass in a minute now. Yeah, okay. Okay, let me stop. Because I got the rub in my head, and I know when I get the rub in my head, I get into that danger zone. I just wanted to pull it one time, but I'm gonna stop. Let me get Shantae on the phone. Hallelujah. Well, okay. Shit.
Hello?
Shantae?
Yes.
Are you ready, girl?
Yes and no, but let's go. I don't have, I'm still at the graduation.
Huh?
But I stepped out so I can take the call.
All right. I was having a little praise session here before I called you. I almost didn't call you. Yeah. I almost didn't call, but here he is, and I'm ready to do what I do. I have.
All right, and I just want to say I'm calling for you and your.
I didn't hear you. Shantae, I didn't hear you. What did you say now?
I said I'm praying for you, your son, and the rest of your family.
Oh, thank you. Your father passed away on May the 3rd. Fell dead in the radio studios of WDIA. He was found on the floor after laying there for about 45 minutes by his wife, who was able to drive from out here where I live at in East Memphis to the radio station, go into the radio station, go past security. She's not an employee of the station, but yet and still she was allowed to go up into the studio and found your father laying, and I will say that he was already dead. But they found him, took him to the hospital. The circumstances around your father's death, and I believe you're the youngest, aren't you?
My brother was the youngest.
And back away a little bit from the phone because you're muffled. Are you?
Okay, yeah, it's like a echo.
Okay. Are you the youngest, Shantae?
No, my brother is.
Okay. But you are his wife's first daughter, but Bobby is not your biological father, but he raised you. Am I correct?
Correct. And my dad, both my fathers, I have two. I've always been very open about that. There's a real bad echo there.
Do what now?
There's a really bad echo, and I can barely hear you.
You're a little muffled, Shantae.
You are too.
Oh, I am too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying not to be.
Yeah, I'm straining to hear you, and then there's the echo with my voice.
There's an echo?
Yes.
Okay. Are you inside somewhere, or are you, how are you listening on the phone?
I'm just talking to you.
Okay.
I'm not watching the show.
Okay. You don't have the phone on speaker, do you?
No.
Okay. How do you feel about the circumstances around your father's death?
I feel that there are a lot of unanswered questions. I'm uneasy about it. Some things are suspicious. And I just want to get the answers that me and my family are looking for.
You want to do what now?
Get the answers that me and my family are looking for.
I'm getting some kind of something from your phone. Do you have an earpiece?
I'm getting the same thing on it. Hold on, just a second.
Do you have an earpiece or anything? Or are you talking straight into the phone? Hello?
Hello?
Okay, now I hear you.
Okay, I hear you, but...
Okay. How do you feel with the circumstances?
Hello?
How do you feel about the circumstances around your...
Hello?
I can hear you. Let's try this again.
Hello?
I can hear you better now.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I can hear you better too.
Okay. How do you feel about the circumstances around your father's death?
I feel that it's very questionable. There's a lot of unanswered questions. There's some things that are a little suspicious to me. Stories changing, things just not making sense, things that I know that my father told my brother and I growing up. It's just, I have a lot of questions.
And what's your biggest question in this?
Hello? Hello?
Whatever you're doing to the phone, what are you doing? Keep doing Stay where you are with the phone.
Hello?
Yes, stay where you are with the
Okay.
phone. I was hearing you perfect.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna try and stay still. Hopefully
You're trying to do what?
I'm gonna try and stay still. Hopefully it doesn't mess up again.
What's the biggest question that you have, or the biggest suspicion that you have?
I'm sorry, one more time, you broke up.
What is the biggest suspicion that you have?
I have several. Like, for instance, why didn't you wait to embalm the body? Like, my sister had requested. She told her okay, but then she wouldn't embalm him anyway. She also didn't want an autopsy for someone that said that he was in perfect health to the paramedics. I don't know why she would do that. Also, you know, she wanted to have the funeral the same weekend that he passed. He passed on Tuesday. She was wanting to have the funeral that same weekend. Also, why were his organs removed against his wishes? Why did she do the burial before the casket was lowered? The vault wasn't even closed on it. Why did she say 5 days before he passed that she would be fine after him? Why did, I mean, there's so many whys. You know.
What was your reason that you did not want the body embalmed initially?
It wasn't the embalming, it was the organs being removed. I'm sorry, my sister, she wanted to see that as he was, she didn't want him, you know, to be prepared before she saw him. Kim told her okay, and went ahead and embalmed him anyways. He didn't go to the medical examiners the way he was supposed to. He was in any case. I don't know why he didn't make it to the medical examiner. Why is she constantly changing? So we don't even know for certain how he died. She's thrown out a few different scenarios of what could have happened, but she made no attempt to find out what actually happened. Also, like, why was she even going up to the station? She had never been up there, from what I'm told. And she knew that they were having technical difficulties with the move from the old station to the new station, and the phone lines were, you know, weird. She called once, and she just headed up there. I want to know why that was. There's so many different questions that I have.
After your father was pronounced dead at St. Francis,
Mm-hmm.
how long was it before you found out that something had happened to Bobby?
I found out around 12-ish. I got a text message from, you know, just a friend of mine, and you know, they found out before I did. She didn't let me know or anything. She's never respected that I was his daughter. She's always, you know, thrown out the stepdaughter. Like, I didn't know that he was my stepfather, but we didn't call each other step anything. He would call me his daughter. I would call him my dad. It's been that way since I was a child.
So were any of the children, any of your siblings, notified by her personally about what
Yes.
it, and who was
Yes.
that? Who did she notify?
My sister, I believe it was.
Okay. She notified your sister and told her what?
That dad had passed. She found him at the station. I'm not sure of the exact details. You would have to ask my sister. But this is what I'm getting, secondhand information.
So your sister made the call to you and told you what had happened to your father?
No, I got a text message from a friend. They found out. via Facebook or whatnot before I did.
So your sister, who had knowledge, had knowledge that Bobby had fell dead in the studio, and she didn't contact you?
Well, I had missed some calls. I was at work at the time.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. I think, yeah, she did call me. My brother, he sent me a message. But I couldn't have my phone on me at work. So, you know, I kind of checked it when I took a small break, but that was when I found out.
And when the doctors pronounced him dead, and when I met with you, I allowed you to see the paperwork that I had concerning what the doctor said went on.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the time that your sister decided that, well, we need to see the body before it's embalmed?
No, she said that while she was in Atlanta. She drove here with both of my brothers and my niece, and from the time it took them to get from Atlanta to Memphis, she had already had the body shipped to the mortuary in Mississippi and prepared.
Okay. So the body was already embalmed.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a memorial service or a funeral of some type in Batesville on that Thursday?
Yeah, there was a wake on Thursday.
Was it?
I was not able to make that.
Okay.
I actually had to go home because I live out of state as well. So I had to go home and I had to come back. So I flew out as soon as I got the call. This is the next flight out. I went ahead and I came to Memphis, and then I had to go back home and, you know, do what I have to do there. And then I had to come back. I made it back in time for the funeral.
That service that was taking place in Batesville on the Thursday prior to the Memphis funeral,
mm-hmm.
Was it an open casket or?
Yes.
It was open casket?
Yes.
So the people in Batesville were able to view him?
Correct.
So I guess the question becomes, if the people in Batesville were able to view him, why was he not shown here in Memphis?
I don't really have the answer to that question. From what Kim says, she was trying to make sure that, you know, people weren't taking pictures of him and that people didn't do anything crazy, like a crazy.
So
I don't know.
So I guess
I don't know for certain.
So I guess they ain't got no cameras in Batesville, Mississippi.
I'm sure they do, but I'm not, you know, I wasn't there, so.
Okay. Did you ever get to see Bobby in the casket?
No, I did not.
Okay. Now, you shared with me that you don't believe at the funeral Bobby was in the casket. You believe that Bobby was cremated. And why do you believe that Bobby was cremated and that his body was not in the casket at the church on last Saturday?
Well, first I had heard that there may be a cremation. And then second, the way the burial went, any burial service that I've ever gone to, you know, when they commit the body to the ground, they drop the casket. With this burial service, you know, they say we now commit the body to the ground, but then they said that it was over. They didn't seal the vault. They didn't lower it. Josh and I and a few other people, we stayed behind, and the guy at the burial service, he actually asked, he was just like, oh, you want to see us lower it? And we're just like, yeah, isn't that what you do when you commit the body to the ground?
But I hear what you're saying about
Mm-hmm.
the Memorial Park.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you base the fact on that your father's body was not in the casket and that he had been cremated?
Well, that's one of the things. Also, when the pallbearers were carrying the casket, it seemed to be heavy to him. I don't know if it was the casket or not, but the people who were carrying the casket, they looked like they were in, pretty good health. I know one is Army vet. We have a teenager, or maybe he's in his early 20s now. But the people that were carrying him looked to be in good condition, and they kind of struggled with it. And my dad was small. Well, I'm not going to say small. He was just a smaller stature. It just doesn't seem like it should have been that heavy.
Well, the casket itself the casket itself is a Batesville casket.
Mm-hmm.
The casket, because of how it's made, is not a light casket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she also expressed that Dad didn't want to spend a lot of money on his funeral.
Wait a minute.
From what Josh and I know. I'm sorry?
I didn't understand what you said.
I said that she had said that Dad didn't want her to spend a lot of money on his funeral. And from what Josh and I have been told all of our lives, yes, my mom, she wanted a small funeral, but my dad said always send him out in style, send him out with a bang. And, the way things were done, it was so rushed. It was so, that gap in between Thursday and Saturday, the way things were done, I have questions.
Well, let's clear up several things.
Mm-hmm.
Did they place the body in the vault?
After Josh and I and a few other people stayed behind, but at first, no.
They left the body on top of the lowering device.
Yes.
The vault was in the ground, right?
No, it was above ground.
The vault?
Yeah, before they lowered it, the vault was sitting on the lowering device. The top of the vault hadn't even been sealed on the casket before everybody was told to go back to the church.
I happen to know a little bit about the funeral business.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the cemetery, the vault is in the ground or just above the ground. Mm-hmm. And the casket,
it was above the
casket is lowered into the vault, and then the top is off to your right and slide over, and then you bring the casket up out of the ground all the way, put the top on, and seal the casket. That's normally the way that is done, and then it's lowered into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I'm trying to find out in your statement where the factor can come in that he was not in the body. I mean, he was not in the casket, and that there was an empty casket.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I had heard from other people that maybe was happening. So I do have my suspicions just based on that alone as well.
Well, that would make the cemetery, Memorial Park, that would make them a party to what was going on. Or are you saying that you have the belief that Coolidge Funeral Home came back and got the casket?
I don't know whether it was a rented casket or not because they do rent caskets, so that's another thing. Um, I don't want to implicate anyone for sure as far as the funeral home is concerned because
No, I'm not.
all the orders came from Kim.
No, I'm not. I'm
So
not. I'm
if
not
they, if
implicating.
I'm sorry.
I'm not implicating anything. I'm going based
Mhm.
on what you're saying,
Mhm.
based on all of my years in the funeral industry, and I do know that caskets are rented, but rented caskets don't go to the cemetery.
I'm sorry. One more time.
I said when you rent a casket because you're going to, you want to have the show, but you want the body cremated.
And then I heard something about a vault being full a few days before, the wake.
How would the vault be full?
I'm thinking about like a cremation vault.
Do what now?
Don't they have vaults for cremation and everything as well? Is that where they? I don't know what it's called.
But when you have a cremation, you have an urn. You don't have a casket.
I mean the place where they actually cremate the body. What is that called?
A crematory.
Right. But is there like a name for the? I guess I don't know.
There are several crematories here, but if the body went from Memphis back to Batesville, Tennessee, okay, then where was the body supposedly cremated at?
I have no details about what happened with the funeral planning or anything.
Yeah, but I mean,
completely out of the loop.
But when you, Shantae, when you make a statement as though you don't believe that there was a body in the casket, we got to base it on something. And as of right now, we ain't got no basis for saying that the body has been cremated, because my knowledge of the funeral industry is telling me, and my knowledge of it is that rental caskets don't go to the cemetery. If there was a cremation, okay, if there was a cremation, the cremation had to take place somewhere. It didn't take place in Memphis. If you all are members of your family saw the body in the casket in Batesville, so that would be, so if y'all saw the body on Thursday, you got Saturday, and then the funeral. I mean, you got Friday, then you got the funeral on Saturday. That would mean that Friday, that would have had to be a cremation, and I don't know where they cremate at in the Batesville, Mississippi. But
right, I don't know where they do the cremations at. I don't have any information about anything that happened with the funeral planning.
So are you basically going off of what somebody else said?
Somebody that knows her told my aunt that she had heard her say that. So you can't say for a fact that the body was cremated. I don't know for a fact. I said I believe that it was.
But so are you also saying that you're basing your belief on hearsay?
I also saw someone post that they had heard Sandell say on DIA that his body would be cremated.
You heard somebody do what now? You heard somebody say what now?
I heard someone say that Sandell said on DIA that it would be a closed casket because the body would be cremated. I'm sorry, my anxiety is like, I'm not used to this.
Do what now?
I'm not used to being on the radio and stuff like.
Oh, well, I mean, it doesn't matter about being on the radio. I'm just asking questions because I don't have a dog in the fight. I want facts. You know, I want facts. Now, what did you say Stan Bell said on the radio?
I'm saying that someone posted, and I can send you the screenshot where it says, Stan Bell says that the body will be cremated. That's why it would be a closed casket on WBIA.
That there's going to be a closed. Stan Bell said that there was going to be a closed casket.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I
know. I see the comments. I see. You know, I am confused. You're right. I am confused about a lot of this stuff.
All right. So then, Shantae, tell me what you know for a fact.
Well, I know for a fact that his eyes were removed without his consent, against his wishes.
You do what now?
His eyes were removed and his tissues were removed, and that's what he did not want. I know that she didn't want an autopsy for him. He was supposed to be healthy, so why would she want an autopsy? I told you, I have questions that need answers. That's my main thing. She made a call 5 days before he passed and said that she would be fine after him. You know, she was fine before him and she would be fine after him. There's a lot of questions that I have. I don't know how else to explain it.
But we have to base the questions on something. All right, yes, you all asked for an autopsy. The wife, who is the next of kin, says she don't want an autopsy. Okay? And legally, it becomes her right. Now, what I would think would happen is that she will get with other members of the family and see what your ideas, your motives, your desires are. But you do understand that she didn't have to follow anybody's recommendations but hers. You understand that, right?
Correct.
As for the tissue removal and the eyes being removed, anytime that there is a death in any hospital, especially here in Shelby County, the tissue people are going to ask the next of kin for the donation of tissue. Mm-hmm. Tissue and organ donation is two separate things.
Yes, I understand, but eyes are organs.
But what now?
Eyes are organs.
They had to ask her, can we have his eyes?
Correct.
And apparently she said yes.
Yes, but he didn't want that. He said that several times throughout his life, even on the air.
Okay. But here's the thing I also have to ask. Is there any chance that Bobby had some private conversations on the air that he didn't, with his wife off the air that he didn't have and on the air?
not about that. I don't believe that at all. From what I know, from what we've been told, he believed in the advancement in the medical industry. He believed that maybe one day, they may advance to, they may be able to bring people back to life. And he wanted to be whole in that case.
Is there any way that in their, their conversations that he may have changed his mind?
No, I don't. No.
Mind game, I'm watching what you're saying. First of all, I'm a professional interviewer. I ain't on nobody's damn side. I'm after the facts and what the truth is. If you don't like the way I ask questions, get the fuck off my page. I want the truth. Okay? I want the truth. I don't want hearsay. I want facts. I want information about this man's death. So mind game,
that's all I want.
Right, and I'm speaking right now to somebody that's on my page. And if you don't like me the way I do the interview, get the fuck off the goddamn page. I'm not here to promote anything. Okay, that's not my job. My job is facts and truth. Wherever the facts and the truth come from, that's my job. I ain't here to dress it up, to make it look good for anybody. I ain't on Josh's side. I ain't on Shantae's side. I'm on the side of what's right, and that's the truth. Plain and motherfucking simple. And we have to deal in situations. We have to deal with facts. And my inside sources with homicide have already stated that they have no cause right now for a investigation. Okay, now there are some questions that I have. I have questions like, what made Kim get up and go to the station? Was he on the phone with her prior to the situation? If he had no medical history, what caused him to have to go into full cardiac arrest that morning? Did she say something to upset him? Was he upset? Was he under stress? Okay? Was he under stress? DIA, since they've been owned by them good white folks they own by now, have fired people every year. Every year, well-known names have been fired from that particular station. That station is doing whatever it can, iHeart, to save $1. Bobby was making about $180,000 a year. Now, don't you think that them white folk was trying to think of some way not to pay that $180,000? The ratings at DIA for the past couple of months before last month had dropped in the morning time. The dropping of ratings in radio is the dropping of dollars and cents. When the dollars and cents start to drop it, them good white folks that own their corporate radio stations, they become concerned about, can we still go out and charge Washington Roofing the same amount of money that we've been charging them? Our ratings were not there. Okay. And I hear somebody saying he was a public figure and we, the people, want to know what transpired. And you have a right, a certain right, to a personality's life. Okay? But you do not have, as a listener or a fan, the total right to everything that goes on in a personality's right. Yes, the facts around his death are suspicious to me. Okay? They're suspicious to me. Again, I'm concerned about how that wife got there and knew everything. How was she able to get into that radio station Not an employee. She is not an employee. Okay? I looked at, and I showed Shantae these deeds to the house the other day. These signatures do not look like the signatures that Bobby Ojay signs on some other papers. In fact, where the signatures are, there are some blank places. Am I correct, Shantae?
Yes.
There are some blank spots on things on this deeds, these quick deeds that were notarized. You can't notarize a legal document with blank pages. Okay? You can't do that. All of the signatures look the very same. Bobby Ojay's real name Bobby Lewis Jones, he done had that all of his life. How do you misspell your name? Okay? How you misspell your name? You've been a Jones all your life. Now you don't know how to spell Jones? These are things I look at. I ain't concerned about the cremation part. Okay? That's all of that is hearsay. And as they would say, that's really irrelevant to the fact right now because there is no proof to that. And before, as I told Shantae, before you hire a lawyer, you need to get a handwriting expert. Okay? I believe that Kim was money hungry. Okay? That part, I believe. And you're right, Shaw. Notary publics are not to sign an incomplete document. The same person signed all of these documents. Then I have to question, why did Bobby in a 2-year span borrow over $350,000? Why? Okay? Why? There has to be a reason. Let me tell you what I think. And Shantae, let me tell you what I think it is. I think that Bobby Ojay, he loved your mother Sharon. Okay? There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. He loved Sharon.
Yes.
Bobby had become an older man, 60-some years old, 68 years old when he passed. Mm-hmm. Bobby was, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Bobby was a homebody. You didn't see him at many of the shows. Okay? Mm-hmm. Bobby was a homebody. And yes, $350,000. I got the documents right here. She's seen it. I think that Bobby died of a broken heart. Would you agree? His reason for getting married was he was lonely. And I look, what was the name of that book that you found in your dad's library? I don't have it in front of me. What was it?
On his desk, it said, if this marriage was made in heaven, why am I going through hell?
Yeah. If a marriage, yeah. Where is all that noise? That was the name of the book. That she found in her father's library. If a marriage is made in heaven, why am I going through hell? I do not think. I think he put on a show. But I do not think that he ever got over the death of Sharon. They were married.
I don't either. He dedicated the song "When Will I See You Again" to my mother when she passed, and he played it every day.
Did what every day?
He played that song every day on the radio after she passed. When will I see you again?
What song did he play every day?
When will I see you again?
Oh. What if your daddy was sick and he knew he was sick? Do you think that the borrowing of these monies and paying off the 7590 address, buying the other house, do you think that he was preparing for death?
No. Not in my opinion, no. His wife said that he hadn't had any recent medical complaints or anything, so.
A broken heart can be a medical complaint. There are many people who suffer because they're not with the person. He was with your mama 30-some years. And I don't think he ever got over the death of his wife, Sharon. When was the last time you had talked to your father before his death?
I talked to him last year in January.
Last who?
Yes.
You talked to him last when?
Last year in January.
No. You talk about January that just passed us a few months ago.
No, I'm talking about January of 2021.
Wait a minute. You hadn't talked to your dad in over a year?
Yes, it was clear that, Kim had an issue with me. She seems to have an issue with anything having to do with my mom but her belongings.
Her belongings? Her belongings?
Correct.
I mean, what? Wait a minute. You had not talked to your father in over a year and a half because of his wife.
It wasn't just that. I had called him. There was a conversation that we had. It wasn't very good. I can tell you. I'll be honest. I felt like he was letting Kim take over, whether he was able to talk to me. He couldn't even go visit my mom at the cemetery. He said, out of respect for his wife.
All right, but wait a minute.
It's just like...
Wait a minute. See, I got to get past the fact you ain't talked to your dad in over a year and a half. Did you call him?
I know, because I didn't feel like I was wrong in the conversation. So if I feel like, I was on the right side of things, I had been, I was hurt. There was a lot that went into that, there's a lot.
My wife can't keep me from having a conversation with my children. Okay? Not that my wife would. They all get along. Right now everybody's happy. But
she felt as though, since I'm, a stepdaughter, that I should kind of.
When you talk about the belongings, and y'all had an issue about the belongings, what was it that you wanted?
Well, my mother's rings for once. When my mom passed, I didn't ask my dad for the rings. When death happens, I'm not looking for material things. I know it sounds crazy saying this about the house and the rings now, but this is the thing. My dad still had her rings. He had her rings on his necklace, and I know he has more sentiment when it comes to that, like, than I did. So with that, I didn't ask him for the rings. I didn't ask him for much of anything.
But I still.
I asked him for two things in December of 2017, and she had an issue with that. He said, I stood with him in the garage, and he was just like, I was supposed to be doing this with him. Now she's kind of upset. And I'm just like, I'm not trying to get in between what you have going on. I told him, I never was disrespectful to Kim. I never did anything to Kim for her to treat me the way that she did. I kept my distance because I didn't want to rock the boat. I have my own life. I have my own issues to deal with. So I gave him space. I was upset, but that didn't keep me from loving him. I felt as though I was right in the conversation that we had. And, I'm the type that feels like if I'm right in a sense, then I'm not going to go out of my way to make that up to somebody.
Okay. But let's get to this point. So you're telling me that Bobby was so weak that he would allow Kim to keep him from having a conversation with you?
I'm sorry?
Are you saying that Bobby was so weak as a man that he would allow his wife to not allow him to talk to you or to visit the grave of a woman that he was with for 30 years?
I wouldn't call him weak.
What would you call it?
That he was respecting his wife's wishes.
No, I call it weak. I call it weak because he's the man. And there is no woman that is going to keep me from picking up the phone and talking to my children. Okay? There's nothing. There is no element, there is nothing that my wife could say that would tell me you can't go visit the grave of a dead woman. I can't go to my dead. She's no threat to the wife now. She dead. There is no threat. It's a certain amount of respect. He was there with her for 30 years. He's got children from this woman. He can't never be with her again. And I call any man that will allow a woman to come between him and his children that's weak, you henpecked, you jelly-backed. Okay? That's not what a real man does. But I also have to look at the fact of the children. How many times did you call Bobby in the year and a half and said, Daddy, I just want to talk to you?
I had reached out on a few occasions. Like, I would inbox him on Facebook, how are you doing? I just wanted to check on you. And, one of the times he was just like, I'm doing okay, but he had been lifting weights in the gym and he had some muscle cramps. I did call and check on him, prior to, the last conversation that we had.
Yeah, see, I hate my children when they don't pick up the phone and call me. I guess I'm just old school. Don't text me Happy Father's Day, all this stuff. call me, see how I'm doing. I can still talk. Okay? So,
Yeah, I understand.
yeah. So,
But,
you know,
he would usually send me a happy Mother's Day. So when he didn't do that, I just figured, that I just would take my step back.
what would you say to those now, Shantae, that would say she ain't talked to her dad in a year and a half. Now she's so concerned. Now that she did, now that Bobby did what she want. What do you say to them?
Because I stepped away, that doesn't mean that I didn't love him. That's someone that I was with pretty much my entire life. We shared a lot of good memories. We went through a lot together, especially with my mom and her battle with cancer. We comforted each other. We were there for each other. We, prayed with each other. We cried with each other. And it felt like, it was painful to, know that his wife had an issue with me, and I don't know why.
Aren't you and Kim about the same age?
I'm sorry?
Aren't you and Kim about the same age?
We're about 3 years apart. Yes.
She's older than you, right?
Yeah, she's 3 years older than me.
Okay. So
when he first started dating her, I was the first to meet her. I didn't trust her. I didn't trust the situation, but I respected the fact that my dad needed somebody at that time. I didn't want him to be at home and depressed and sad. I saw the way he was after my mom passed. So I had to respect that because he honored his vows to my mother until death did they part. So what could I really say about who he chose to move along with?
But what made you dislike Kim from the beginning?
The fact that she had an issue with, my dad even helping me. I was going through flight school at the time. I had a couple of things that I asked him for as far as I needed help with getting my luggage to flight school. My car had gotten towed.
Wait a minute. You need your daddy to do what now?
I asked him, when my mom passed, he told me, he was just like, Shandy, I'm not going to throw you away. When I asked him to help me to get back to flight school and, I had gotten my car towed.
He helped women.
And I asked him to help with that, and she had an issue with it.
You asked him to help you do what?
I asked him to help me to get my luggage to flight school where I earned my wings as a flight attendant. I asked him to help me with my luggage there. And I also asked him for help with my car being towed. And he had an issue with it. She was upset. I told him that I wasn't trying to, come in between what they had going on. And he goes, well, you might not try and shoot somebody in the foot, but that doesn't mean, it's not you're not gonna bleed. Or something along the lines of that. So in other words, what he was saying was, I was causing issues between him and Kim because I needed help from him.
All right, now whose horn is that? Ma'am, whose horn is that? Okay. So Bobby's wife did not want him to help you get your luggage to flight school. Is that what you're saying? And
You're breaking up.
You said his wife didn't want him to send you no money to get your luggage to flight school.
Right. I asked him for help with flights to get my luggage to flight school, and I also asked him for help to get my car out of the tow. And she had issues with it.
Okay. Could it have been she thought you was grown and that you should be able to get your own luggage to out and get your own car from being towed? Could that have been the possibility?
I mean, that could have been, but my dad told me that, if I needed anything to let him know. So that's what I did.
Well, here's...
But she had an issue with it.
Well, my children, I got two girls. And I go to a limit with my grown daughters. Mm-hmm. Okay? There are certain things that daddy ain't finna do. Mm-hmm. Okay? Yeah. I ain't finna get your luggage to flight school. I ain't finna get your car towed. Especially, did you have a boyfriend?
No.
You didn't have no man at all?
I had just lost my mom. This was in 2017 when I went to flight school.
Right.
I was trying to, there was a lot going on that I was trying to do in regards to school, in regards to my kids. There was a lot working in that.
So let me ask you this. Now that, for whatever reason, Bobby didn't give you the money for flight school or get your luggage to flight school.
And see, the thing is not about the money. It wasn't about the money at all. It was the fact that, she was coming in and she was, she wasn't happy that, he was helping me. That was the thing. Like, it wasn't even about the money. Like,
it was just the fact that she didn't want him to spend the money on you for flight school and to get your car from being towed.
Right. And he did it, he did it, but she had the issue.
But see, no matter what the situation is, that shows the weakness of your daddy. Because if he wanted to do it, he'd have done it. Even though I have certain rules on my girls where I ain't spending no money on this and that, especially if you got a man. If you got a man, I ain't giving you shit. My oldest daughter ain't got no man that I know of, but she don't ask me for that much. Okay?
And that's the thing. I rarely ask for anything. Like, I am a go-getter. Like, I'm used to having 2 and 3 jobs. There was one time where I was working 3 jobs and and taking 4 courses in school. I'm a hard worker. Yeah. And, I
agree.
Much at all.
I agree with you. That should have been between you and your daddy. And I say that even though he got the new wife who wants to come in and be Charles in charge, that it was up to him to make that decision. See, yeah. I think being angry at her is the wrong somebody to be angry with. Because Bobby was a full-grown man. Bobby could make the decision, this is my daughter. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. don't care. I don't care about you having no. I don't care. Okay, it's my money. I'm gonna do what I want to do with my money. If my daughter called me and said, "Daddy, da," and I think it's justified, I ain't gotta ask nobody, is it okay? I ain't gotta ask my wife, is it okay if I do this for my daughter? It's my money. Okay? And if I think, because I ain't gonna give you everything that you want, I got to hear the whole goddamn story. My daughters will tell me, I gotta tell you the whole thing before I get something. Yeah, you asked me for my money. So if you ask me for my money, I need the whole story as to why I need to give you my money, grown ass daughter of mine. If you don't want to tell me the story, then don't ask me for my money. Okay.
Right. And I told him exactly what it was for. I showed him the receipts for it and all.
Well, I'm gonna say this about it. I think that was weak. If he wanted to give it to you,
I don't think he was weak. I think he just operated differently than you.
He operated what?
Reacted to the situation. I said I don't think that he was weak. I just think that he reacted differently than what you would have reacted in the situation.
No. I can't dress it up.
That's what he always said.
I can't dress it up. I can't dress it up because it's your daddy. It's weak when any man allows anybody, any woman, or any other entity to not allow him to do what he's supposed to do or he wants to do for his children. I say this, and somebody say, well, he just wants to keep peace in his house. Well, I keep a piece of my money for me. I do what I'm supposed to do for my wife, but my wife does not control me or my money. I do what I'm supposed to do as a man. I'm going to take care of my wife and my children if I find that it is a necessity that I give them something. If I don't want to give them nothing, I ain't giving it to them. Even if my wife wanted me to give it to them and I don't want to give it to them, I ain't giving it. But that's all right. I mean, hell, ain't no need to talk about that. That's dead and gone. There ain't no need to even talking about that. But what I'm interested in now, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you think needs to happen at this point?
I think we need to investigate what happened to him. I want to know what happened to him. Me and my siblings want to know what happened to him.
So, wait a minute. When you say you want to know what happened to him, we know this much, according to the medical reports, that he went into full cardiac arrest. Is it what you want to find out is what caused the cardiac arrest?
Right, he was healthy. He was one of the healthiest people I know. He was probably healthier than I am. He worked out all the time. He ate right. He got 20,000 steps a day. If he's not eating foods that would clog his arteries, he apparently started eating chicken and fish again. But he didn't eat any, heavy fried foods. He didn't eat any, beef, no pork, no any of that. He was healthy. It's just so odd for someone so healthy to just drop dead and no one knows why.
Well, Shantae, you do know you can be as healthy.
And I know we all have a time to go.
Yeah, you can be as healthy as a horse and die. Isaac Hayes, I knew him well. Isaac Hayes was on the damn treadmill when he fell dead on the treadmill.
Right? But, I would want to know exactly what caused it. Why was there not an autopsy done? Especially if, my siblings and I were requesting it. I don't understand why that wouldn't be done. And I know it's up to her whether or not it wants to be done.
Right, you're
But the
right.
fact that she wanted to get everything over and done with the same weekend, she was rushing through everything. She doesn't seem like she's grieving to me.
When you say that she rushed everything, he died on a Tuesday. Did they have the funeral the same week?
No, she wanted to, but she extended it to the next weekend.
So she held
Because
out.
we were just like,
She held out to the.
we have to have time to get, get the word out and everything because of his, status and everything. We knew a lot of people would want to come, and we knew that Dad said he wanted to go out in style with a bang, and you can't do that in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
But wasn't it
3 or 4 days?
Even though you all were the children, and even though you had not talked to your father, and you hadn't seen him in a year and a half, wasn't it the decision, not of the siblings, but wasn't it the decision of the woman that he's married to make certain decisions?
I mean, yeah, I get that, but as his children, I think that it should have been considered. I mean, even just to see him in his natural state before embalming, if you say okay, and then, they get there and it's already done anyway within a few hours, and then, shipped off to another state, then it just seems suspicious to me.
Have you talked to your I guess your dad had did he have sisters and brothers?
Yes, I saw them at the funeral.
Have you all, the siblings, sat down with them to see what their mindset is?
I've talked to some of the nieces and nephews, and and they have concerns as well.
And what are the concerns that that portion of your family has?
They just feel like something isn't right as well because of the way things were done.
So
she didn't even ride with him in the ambulance to the hospital. They had to literally keep on telling her, "Come on, let's go," from the radio station. She hung behind at the radio station while he went to the hospital.
So they kept asking her to come on.
Yeah, they wanted her like, "Come on, let's go to the hospital. Let's go check on your husband." And she was in her phones the entire time.
How do you know that?
I spoke to someone that was there.
Somebody that worked for DIA?
Correct.
Huh? Someone that worked for DIA?
Correct.
Who was the person at DIA that told you she hung around?
They asked that their name not be disclosed.
Why?
I don't have a reason for that, but I just have to respect their wishes.
So what they got to hide? Why would you be concerned about their wishes if
because I gave my word.
No, that's your word. Okay. So you don't know it for a fact. You're going by what somebody at DIA said. The same state of people who didn't see your father laying on the floor for 45 minutes.
He actually wasn't laying on the floor is what I found out. He was slumped up against the window to where they couldn't see him.
Well, the medical report says that she said she found them on the floor.
The stories keep changing. The things that she's saying, it keeps
wait a minute.
changing.
Are you going by what they told you at DIA, or are you? See, I'm reading the medical report. I'm reading the statement that she says, and you're telling me, and you don't want to tell me who told you because you trust in their word.
I've actually heard it from 3 separate people, the same account. So this is what I'm saying. Like, it's just, she said he was on the floor. That wasn't it. She apparently she said she left the house at 9:40. The gate said that she got there at 9:58.
All right, what makes you think she got there at 9:58?
Because there was a log.
There was a log where?
At the gate.
At DIA?
Yes.
You've got a copy of that log?
I do not. But I spoke with the people, the security company.
Wait a minute.
And they pulled the log from that day.
But look, Shantae, I keep hearing you tell me about what somebody said.
No,
and I have problems with
I was
DIA.
told by the security personnel, they pulled the log and told me that she got there at 9:58.
Okay, but have you seen the log, or are we going? Yes. You seen the log?
Yes.
They've actually placed the log in your hand, and you saw where she arrived at 9:58.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, so, not in my hand, but I was shown.
You was what now?
I was shown.
Who at DIA showed you the log?
No one at DIA did. It was the security company.
For what?
The security company. There are two different companies.
You mean to tell me that the security company that works for DIA gave you access to the door, to the log?
She pointed it out, and it was a quick thing. So, I don't know what else to say. Like, she got there at 9:58. If you like to call.
Why would the security company show you the log?
Because I asked and I told her who my father was.
So you went to the security company?
Yes.
And the security company, what's the name of the security company?
I cannot remember.
You what?
I can't remember. I didn't get the name of the security company.
What street was it on?
It was on Thousand Oaks.
So they work in the same building. It's a security company that does the security for DIA. Showed you the log.
She pointed it out. She said he was there she got here at 9:58. She asked me her first name and last name. I told her. She asked me what model car. I told her, and she said 9:58, and she pointed at it. So.
Okay. So what day did you go back and see this security log?
I went back there yesterday. No. Yesterday.
Huh?
No, I went there. Sorry, it was early this morning. It was 8:30 this morning. I went.
What day was it?
I went there yesterday. When I went there yesterday, I went there twice. I went there yesterday. I left from the house to see how long it would take her to get from the house to the station. I got there in 13 minutes and 42 seconds. So I came back today to go get his belongings from his office. And that's when I found the book. And that's when I asked.
You didn't find the book. Okay. You didn't find the book. You went to the security guard at the gate.
No. The book was in his office, on his desk.
Was this the same guard that was at the gate that particular day?
I'm sorry?
I said, was that the security guard that was at the gate the day that Kim came to the door?
No.
So you talked to a supervisor?
I talked to a separate person.
A who?
A person that was not the person that was there that day.
they showed you the book.
Yes, they had a clipboard.
You had to do what?
It was on a clipboard.
So you went and read the clipboard?
She pointed at it. It was very quick. It wasn't like I could just read, but that's it.
And this is... Okay. All right, so you saw the clipboard, and the clipboard says that she arrived at 9:58.
Correct.
What time does it say she left?
I didn't get that. From what I understand, she rode with an iHeart employee to the hospital with him.
Wait a minute. The clipboard gave you the time she entered, but nobody made no documentations of when she left?
I didn't ask.
What time did the log say that the ambulance arrived at Clear Channel?
I didn't ask that either.
So you're telling me that you were asked what time that she got there?
Correct.
But you didn't.
Because I had timed myself the day before, yesterday.
But you didn't ask what time the ambulance got there.
No, I just know that the 911 call was made at 10:07. The people that I spoke to said that the ambulance arrived about 10 minutes
How would
later.
the guard at the gate know when the 911 call was made?
I'm sorry?
How would the guard at the gate know when the 911 call was made? He didn't make it.
I didn't get that information from the gate.
So what time was the 911 call made?
10:07.
Who made the 911 call?
There were 3 separate calls that were made.
Who made the calls? Were the calls made from the inside of the radio station?
Yes, they were.
Okay. Did she make the 911 call, or did someone else make the 911 call?
There were 3 separate people that I know of that had done. I don't know for certain if she made a 911 call or not. From what I understand, she was on her phone, but I don't know who she's on her phone with.
Well, so do you think that when she found him, that he was already, that she wouldn't have made the 911 call?
I don't know. They said that she started screaming and everything. They said when the paramedics got there, they said that they were going to take him to St. Francis, and she said no. They said that they would have to, take him there because it was the closest place. And she kept on saying no. She argued with them for a few minutes, but then they were, she finally said yes. She said that he didn't want to go to St. Francis, but I'd never heard him say anything about not wanting to go to St. Francis. I remember him saying that he didn't want to go to the Med or to Methodist, but never St. Francis.
Now, someone is saying that Stan Bell definitely said that Bobby's boss was the one who made the phone call to Kim. That's exactly what he stated. I don't know. I don't listen to DIA. But the medical report here states that she said that she found him on the studio floor. And I think I showed that to you. In fact, it says 5/3/2022 at 10:50. The doctor said that they spoke to the patient's wife in person. SBAR given. I don't know what that is. Wife states that the patient was at work when she last spoke to the patient around 8:30. States that he usually gets in the radio goes on the radio rather, around 9 o'clock, but did not. States that around 9:40, she went to check on the patient at his job and found him on the floor unresponsive. States that the patient does not have any past medical history. States that the patient has not had any recent medical complaints. Told wife of the patient's passing. So, do you think that she lied to the doctors at St. Francis?
She's lied about other things, so I don't know what she would lie about.
Okay. But according to this, and people said that Bell found him. According to this, she found him. She went through the gate and got through the gate and got up. I don't know what it is. I ain't never been to the NDIA studios. I'd be interested in interviewing Kim. I swear for God I would. There's a lot of holes in this thing. A lot of holes in this. Yeah, I'd love to interview Kim. Now, that probably will never happen. But I would love, there's just some basic questions that I need to know. So what is you all's next move? What's your first move? We've talked about it. There's been talk about it. So what is it that you and your siblings are going to do at this point?
We need legal counsel. We don't know what our rights are in the situation. We need a handwriting expert, apparently, to verify things. She handled all of his business. So it was easy for her to do whatever she wanted to do.
Wait a minute.
All the business, and she gave him a printout. But he.
But who put her over all his business?
I'm sorry.
Who put Kim over all his business?
He did.
Okay. What is it that you all want to know about his business at this point?
I'm sorry?
What is it that you all want to know about his business at this point?
Well, the deeds to the house, more so than anything. My mom had that house built from the ground up. And I know that when my mom passed, one of the promises Dad made to my mom was that, I've been through a lot in my adulthood. Not perfect. I haven't been through perfect situations. I've been at times where, I've had to sleep on people's couches. And, I'm not ashamed of it. I'm grateful for, the people that helped me when I needed help. Because I had too much pride to kind of go to my dad on a lot, and my mom. I heard no a lot growing up. So, I'm not too quick to ask people for anything, which is why I say I don't ask for a lot. I go out and work for what I want. I work for what I need.
Okay.
But, by that being, my case, sometimes my mom told my dad that she wanted to make sure that, I was never just out here. So he wanted to make or she wanted to make sure I always had a place to come home, just in case anything happened.
All right, but wait a minute. And that sounds good, Shantae. Your mother is dead. Your daddy remarries. He puts her name on 7590.
And see, that's the thing. Like the deeds, I went to his office and I saw the handwriting, like his handwriting. I have, papers that he wrote on, and it's not matching the writing that's on the deed, along with the scratch offs, along with the missing dates, along with the legibility. Like it's a lot that has me questioning whether or not he did that.
And I agree with you on the signatures. I definitely agree with you on the signatures. But what right do you all think that y'all have to the house?
I'm sorry?
What right do any of you as siblings think or feel that y'all have to the house?
Well, my brother, he talked to our uncle, and my dad had emailed him a will, but seeing as that it wasn't signed or notarized, it's no good. It said in the will that my dad sent to my uncle that the siblings would be...
Let's stop right there. Who sent who a will unnotarized and unsigned?
He sent it a will. He thought that it would be good enough. He sent it to his brother.
Wait a minute. The will. Wait a minute.
My uncle was sure that was my brother.
Wait a minute. I gotta ask some questions now.
Okay.
Bobby sent a will to his brother.
I'm sorry?
You're saying that Bobby sent a will to his brother?
Yes, an email will, but it wasn't since it wasn't signed or notarized.
Please, wait a minute. Do not advertise Daryl O'Neal on my motherfucking show. Fuck Daryl O'Neal. Okay? And that will get you blocked. Do not advertise Daryl O'Neal on my show. Because he attempted to fuck me with SVP and he couldn't. Because I had all my ducks in a row. Now, he sent the will to his brother in Batesville.
I'm sorry, I'm breaking up.
He sent the will. Bobby sent a will to his brother in Batesville, Mississippi.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know which one he sent it to. I gotta ask my brother. I gotta really check with my brother on that. Because
all right, was the will that Bobby sent to whoever he sent it to in the family, was it notarized?
No.
So wait a minute. You gonna tell me that Bobby Ojay sent a will unnotarized to somebody?
Yes, he typed up an email will and he sent it to my uncle.
You know it ain't worth the paper it's written on, don't you?
Apparently not. But I know that, it's just, I don't know.
It ain't worth the stamp that was on the envelope. So when I hear you all talk about the will, ain't no will. But I would take it that Bobby Ojay would have, especially when you got assets. Your Bobby had assets. He had insurance policy. He's got bank accounts. I would think that if he went through all of this trouble with all of this stuff that he did, borrowing all his money, and I got these paperwork where he signed bank court, he signed for $200,000 in March with Kim's name on it as one of the borrowers.
So was Kim's name on it as one of the borrowers?
Yes. Both of their names are on the contract.
Correct. I spoke to an attorney who found it odd that the way the paperwork was filled out, he said that she only holds 50% interest in the house.
It's only 50% in the house. If he had not signed, and that's where you need to check to see if it's signed. The right of survivorship gives her full ownership and takes what you could get if there was no will. It will go into probate court. Going into probate court as his heirs, you could contest. Hello? Hello? Do what?
You through?
What was you saying?
I'll be back.
You be back.
Yeah, you through, right?
Oh, done already?
No.
I'll be down in a minute. I just looked and saw what time it was.
I'll be back.
You be back to do what?
I'm gonna take my mom some chicken and dumplings.
What you taking off there?
Huh? You...
The phone, did the phone just disconnect? What? Were you tired of talking to me? Or what? I don't think I was being too hard. I was asking the right questions. Go on, close my door. I don't know. I don't know. So you can't. I've already interviewed Josh, whoever you are. Okay. See, there's no need of hiring a lawyer until you get a handwritings expert to determine whether the signatures, okay, are factual. If the right of survivorship is in place, the children get nothing. I've got papers here that show what he did with the house. It's a sad state of affairs. And again, I ain't got no dog in the fight. None whatsoever. I ain't got no dog in this fight. When I do an interview, I didn't do Josh like what? I ask questions. When you tell me that he wasn't in the casket, I got to know your basis. I can't just let you run with a statement like that. I can't do that. Thaddeus is hard on women. No, I'm hard on any motherfucker that I don't think is telling me the whole goddamn story. And if you motherfuckers don't like it, and in fact, Random Mac, you must don't like the way I do it, let me get your ass off my page. I thought that I was very fair. But you just can't tell me anything. I deal with facts. That's the reason when I come at you, I got receipts. Okay? You did not badger Josh. These people just lost their father. Why are you badgering her like that? Why are you attempting to catch her in the lie? This is what I do, Anthony Badger. If you don't like it, motherfucker, get off the page. I interview. See, when it all ends up, I ain't got no dog in this fight. His being alive didn't help me. His being dead don't help me. But something is not right in the interview. Don't be concerned with my death and you ain't talked to me in a year and a half. Even if the house is paid off, the wife will have to sell it. No, she does not. Look up what right of survivorship means before you make a comment. I think I was very fair with the questions that I asked. But I don't want you concerned about how I died and I ain't talked to you in a year and a half. Because I'm only getting one side of the story. Okay? There are some things that was left out. And it's easy to tell just your side when the person's is no longer here. I don't believe that the security company yesterday or day before yesterday showed her a log. I don't believe it. And here's the reason I don't believe it. That security company gets paid by DIA. They have a contract with DIA. And any security company that secures for a radio station has a confidentiality clause. Okay? There's a confidentiality clause in place. So I don't believe the part. And when I start to not believing what you're saying, then I got some problems with everything else that you say. It's easy when you tell me that you drive out there in 13 minutes from out here and where Bobby lives is out here. and 13 minutes on a Sunday that may be possible. But the day he died was a busy Tuesday morning.
Shantae Bobby Ajay daughter.
I don't even want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. I'm on the air too long now. I don't want to talk to him. Okay. When you tell me you're concerned about finding facts and then you want to hide certain persons' names, I get a problem with that. Especially when it's in a building and it pertains to her father. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me if you only want to drop names. Because I ain't going to throw no rocks in my hand. But I just don't believe a security company. I can be true. This is my motherfucking show. You don't like the fact that I didn't answer the phone? It's up to you. Motherfucker, let her call you. I'm 30 minutes past time for me to get off the air anyway. I mean, I don't have any more that I can answer. But she can't reveal herself. Yes, you can. They're not sources. What kind of source? So-and-so told me that they made the 911 call. How's that goddamn source? I don't do interviews with half-truths.
Shantae Bobby Ajay daughter.
Go ahead, Shantae. It's time for me to go off the air.
Oh, my phone died.
Let me say something to you. There's a lot of holes in some of what you were saying. I don't trust Kim at all. But everything that you're basically telling me tonight, okay, is based on hearsay. Okay? It's based on hearsay. And I deal in only the facts. When you tell me that your father was not in the casket, I have to have facts. I have to have something based on some facts. Okay?
But when I spoke with you, I told you that I believe that he wasn't in the casket. I didn't say for sure.
But you didn't give me no basis for why you believe that he wasn't in the casket.
The fact that Thursday was the wake, Saturday was the, hold on just a second. There's that echo again.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, the echo's still there again.
What, if you had a doubt, why didn't you open the casket to see?
I don't know. It was a closed casket. I didn't want to make a scene. I'm not the person to try and draw attention to myself. I understand it's my dad and it's my casket. It's his casket, and I just I didn't take to do it.
So again, your total basis for the cremation concept
is
hearsay. It's speculation.
Correct. That's why I told you.
But see, I'd have
believe.
made the same. If I had been sitting on that front row, they singing, "Jesus keep me near the cross" or whatever they were singing, and I was thinking that my daddy was not in that casket, I'd have to get up, Brother Cooley. I need to see my daddy. And
I didn't want it to be a whole mess.
You
I just wanted to.
You what?
I'm sorry?
You didn't want what now?
I just didn't want it to be a whole mess. I wanted my dad to be ready for us.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Whether or not.
Here's the thing. Here's the deal. But here's the deal.
Pastor was told.
Here's the deal. Here's the thing. You all are making this noise now, and rightfully so. But they will have never put that casket into the ground unless I saw my daddy. If I had the idea and the concept that my daddy ain't in that casket, I got to open up the casket and see.
Right, and that's how you might react. I'm a totally different person. I don't like drawing attention to myself. This is being on the air with you right now. It is nerve-wracking. Like, my anxiety is on level 1,000.
So, all right. So then,
I don't operate the same.
So let's throw away the whole concept of cremation. Okay? You do know that members of your family saw the body in Batesville, Mississippi, right?
I'm sorry?
I said, let's throw the whole concept of cremation away because we ain't got nothing to prove that. Mm-hmm. So you do know, and Josh stated that he saw the body there in Batesville, Mississippi.
Yes, on Thursday.
So, again, and I want you to answer me specifically, what is the issue right this moment? What's the issue?
I want to know what happened to him.
You want to know what?
He was complaining on the air about the food that she was cooking and the food that she was making him sick. There's a lot of questions that I have.
You're sounding muffled again. You want to know what now? You want to know?
It's breaking in and out.
You don't want to do what?
I said it's breaking up. It's you're in and out.
I didn't understand nothing you just said.
You're in and out.
You wait. Speak slowly and back away from the phone just a little bit. You want to know what?
I said you're going in and out.
Well, somebody tell me what she said because I didn't get it. Because see, I'm trying to find out what the real issue is now. Is the issue how he died? Do you think that your father was taking any of them little blue pills?
It's a possibility.
Okay. Do you think?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you think that the little blue pills could have took him out?
maybe overdose, maybe in a smoothie. I don't know, because he said that Kim had started making his smoothies and it tasted different and he didn't like it.
I need you to go back to how you were talking to me prior, the same way you was on your phone. Is it a possibility that what caused your father to go into cardiac arrest, he might have got up that morning and got him some, and the effects of it didn't work on him until he got on the air?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know what happened to him. That's why I'm here.
So, you know, the possibilities of having a autopsy are almost slim to none until you find cause for an autopsy, right?
Right, which is why I was saying I don't understand why he would tell his listening audience that something that his wife made was different and it tasted different and he didn't like it. He wasn't the type to just out and say, "Hey, I don't like this thing that my wife made." Why would he do that? When he had cornbread that she made, the same cornbread that he's been having all these years, you know, why is he all of a sudden almost losing his bowels on the air? He came on the air and said this, and this has been
He got wait a minute.
2-3 months back.
Did he get on? He got on the air and said her cornbread upset his stomach.
Correct.
Okay. So where the cornbread at?
I don't know.
Y'all know where it comes from? Okay.
But I know she made his smoothies every morning. But she had just started doing that a few months back.
So maybe he was trying to keep her happy. He ate a cornbread. Want a piece of my cornbread? And smoothies. Okay. And somebody said that the smoothies were tasting different.
He said it on air.
I'm reading on here where someone said the smoothies tasted different.
Yeah, he had started coughing.
So are you saying that you think your father was food poisoned?
I think that she may have been putting something in his food.
You think what now?
I think that she may have been putting something in his food.
Have you talked to homicide detectives?
I did.
And what did they tell you?
Well, they said that since I was his daughter, I couldn't file a report.
They did what?
He said that they said that I was his stepdaughter. So there's not a whole lot that I can do, seeing that I'm a blood relative.
So why hasn't any of the biological kids about
my brother?
How? Why haven't they filed a suspicious death report with homicide?
I can't answer that. I know that Josh is suspicious as well. I can't speak to my other siblings right now.
Shantae, we're going in circles now. Okay. If you all believe that it's a suspicious death, why has not you as siblings come together and went to the homicide division of the city of Memphis police? And
I have talked to a homicide detective.
You did what?
I have talked to a homicide detective.
You haven't talked to them?
I have.
And what do they say?
That by me not being the blood relative, there's not much that I can do. They don't have enough,
evidence?
Yeah.
All right. But you're saying that your family members said that they don't have enough evidence to take to the police department. Is that what you're saying?
That's why I stayed behind and tried to get everything.
Okay. But if you
I'm the only one that's here, everyone else went home. I had some more time off work.
You're muffling. So
I said I had time off work. I got the news while I was at work, so they gave me some extended time off. I was really upset about it at work. I kind of broke down.
No. See, wait a minute. I understand that you all concerned about your father's death, but all I see is talking. I don't see y'all doing nothing.
I'm trying. That's why I'm trying the distance between the house and the station.
See, the house ain't really. See, the house. Wait a minute. The house should not even be y'all main concern.
It's not.
Okay.
I'm saying I timed it. The ride from the house to the station.
Again. Y'all talking good. Y'all talking good. I swear for God in heaven. Y'all talking good, but y'all are not making any moves to get nothing done. If they're telling you as the daughter who is not biologically connected to Bobby, and there are other siblings, another sister, another brother that are, why have not Josh and that sister went down to homicide, sat down, and had a conversation with the homicide detectives?
Because they don't live in town.
They don't what?
They don't live in town. And to follow police.
Wait a minute. No, ma'am. You do not have to live in Memphis to file a police report.
That's what I was told.
That's what?
That's what I was told.
Who told you that?
I've spoken to police about other matters while I was out of state. They said that I can't file a police report unless I'm in the city of Memphis and I come in to do so.
No! Who told you? Please tell me who told you that.
If I could pull her name, I'll definitely give it to you.
You can't remember her name?
No, because this is from a separate incident.
That's what?
That was from a separate incident.
So you're saying that the police told you that you can't come down there and report a murder because you don't live in...
You can come down, you just can't call from another state. You have to be actually physically there.
All right.
To file a report.
Why Why hasn't somebody physically come to Memphis and went down there?
I'm here. That's why I'm here.
I know you're here, but you're saying that as the step, and I know you don't like to be called step, but the unbiological daughter, that you can't file. You can't go down there and talk to nobody.
Right.
So when are you all going to hire a handwriting expert?
We need legal counsel. We need to hire a handwriting expert. The handwriting expert that we spoke with said it would be $1,500 per retainer.
Have you talked to a handwriting expert?
Yes, I spoke to one,
Okay.
and it was $1,500.
It was who?
$1,500.
All right. How come y'all ain't put the $1,500 together?
We just started the GoFundMe a few days ago. I think it just hit that now. We just have to move on it now.
So y'all didn't have $1,500 without the GoFundMe.
I didn't.
Huh?
I didn't. When everything first happened, I just paid rent. I just paid for 2 trips to Memphis. Flights aren't that cheap.
I mean, how many sisters and brothers it is?
I have 2 sisters and 3 brothers.
And y'all can't come up with $1,500 without GoFundMe?
I can't speak for anybody else's pockets. I just know what I can't do right now.
All right, now that y'all got $1,700, I think that's the figure I saw, in the GoFundMe. When y'all gonna go get the handwriting expert?
I'm going to talk to my brother about it either tonight or in the morning to see if we can go ahead and move on it.
Do y'all talk regularly?
My brother and I don't talk regularly. No, we all have our own lives. We're in different places. We have different things going on. So it's not as close knit as I would like to be.
So y'all are not close, in other words.
Not as close knit as I would like to be. I love my brothers and sisters. And, I know they love me.
So y'all are not close, and that's okay. Y'all are not close as a family. You want a year and a half. You want
brothers and sisters from my dad's previous marriage. They grew up in Milwaukee mainly, so we would see them when we went to visit. Sometimes when they would, come visit. But mostly when we would go visit. There's an echo. I keep on hearing myself, so I'm sorry. It just kind of throwing me off.
Okay. Cindy, am I correct when I say you really don't know anything and everything that you're saying is speculation?
Just 1 second, I'm sorry.
Huh? Is there anything that we've talked about tonight that you actually know?
The things that I listed before.
I can't hear you. Hello? Hello? Well, if y'all think I'm gonna stay on this goddamn phone and hold it. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Has anything that you told me tonight is anything that you factually know?
Yes, the things that I told you.
And what is it that you actually know?
There's a lot that I don't know. That's the issue. That's why I'm here.
But I'm interested in you telling me what it is that you actually know.
I actually know that his eyes were removed, his tissue was removed.
You know what now?
There was supposed to be.
I'm sorry? You actually factually know what now?
His eyes were removed, his tissues were removed. He said his food tastes different, and he got sick behind it. The cornbread made him sick. I know that she lied about my mother's ring.
She lied about what?
My mother's ring.
Your mama rings.
Yes. Well,
can I ask you something?
Yes.
Why is your mama's rings even important at this point?
Because I know that's something that she left to me and my brother.
Because
one
what?
Was supposed to go to him just when he got married.
One was supposed to do what now?
The wedding ring was supposed to go to my brother, and the other ring was supposed to go to me. What she said was they were donated to Goodwill, and I know that's not true. She also says that he offered to break down the ring and make a ring for her out of it, but then she said that she wouldn't feel right in another woman's ring. But she feels right in her home.
Let me ask you this. If you have not talked to your father in a year and a half,
I know that he wouldn't do that.
Why would he give you his wife's wedding rings?
Because that's what she wanted to happen.
That's who wanted you to have the rings?
My mother. One was supposed to go to my brother and one was supposed to go to me.
Okay.
She told me that they were worth nothing. And I was there when one of the rings was supposed to be made. She explained to me that day the difference between cubic zirconia, BBS diamonds, clarity, and the importance of it and the value of it. And she wanted to make sure
But doesn't it become your father's decision as to what happens to the rings? Your mother.
He didn't give them to Goodwill. He would not do that. He actually wore the ring until he got serious with him.
But still, if your daddy wanted you to have the rings, would not he have given you the rings?
He had it on his necklace. I didn't ask him for it because I know it was sentimental to him. But if he can no longer have them because he's not here anymore, then I feel that they should rightfully go to my brother and myself the way my mother intended. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that.
Why is the rings important at this point?
There's sentimental value behind that.
Is what now?
That's something that I can pass down to my daughter, my granddaughters.
Baby, you're not clear. You're not clear. You're not clear. You're not clear at all. You're not clear at all. And my question is, your father is passed. You're concerned about what happened to your father, but I'm hearing something about some damn rings. What importance at this point is the rings that your father bought for his wife at that time, Sharon? The rings actually belong to him. And if he has the desire.
The fact that she lied about the ring.
Okay. So, the rings, you know the ring's probably gone by now, right?
I'm sure.
So ain't nothing y'all can do about the rings. That's reality. The reality of it is ain't nothing y'all can do about the rings. But you can do is get a handwriting expert and validate the signatures on the documentation. Let the rings go. Ain't you got some rings? Do you have some rings?
That's not about that.
So
it's not even
your mama's rings at this point is not the issue.
I never said it was. It's part of the reason why I know she's a liar.
Who cares? Wait a minute. Who cares if she lied about the rings? She didn't want y'all. Oh, wait a minute. That was her husband. She didn't want y'all to have the rings. The rings are not the important issue. The important issue is you all getting a handwriting expert determining if the signatures on the property, on all the deeds, are correct. That's the only issue. That's the only issue y'all got. Damn, some rings. Who cares about some rings? Can't none of y'all probably even wear your mama's rings. And that's a fact. I ain't gonna dress it up and make it sound good. I ain't gonna make it sound pretty. Get you a handwriting expert. You don't.
That's what I said that we're going to do. Y'all got the money for it.
Y'all don't need no lawyer until you get a handwriting expert. If she was married to Bobby and the rings there on the dresser, she got the rings. If she told you that she gave him the goodwill, you know she done told a damn lie. She ain't gave no damn rings that Bobby bought for that woman because he probably bought good jewelry for her. He ain't gave no damn jewelry to no goodwill. She got them rings at the house. There is no piece of paper, no will or anything that says y'all supposed to have the rings. Damn the rings. Do what is necessary. Stop talking. Stop making Facebook lives. And do what is necessary to do it. And what is necessary to do it is to do it. Not to talk about it, do it.
That's what we're trying to do.
Y'all ain't trying to do shit but talk. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all ain't doing nothing but talking. We want to do this. You told me that you need $1,500. It's 4 or 5 of y'all. And if y'all can't come up, 4 or 5 grown folk can't come up with $15, something wrong with y'all now. Goddamn.
We also need a legal counsel.
You also doing what?
Need legal counsel.
Baby, I didn't understand you.
We also need legal counsel.
You're also doing what?
We need legal counsel. We
You
need a lawyer.
You don't need legal counseling until you get a handwriting expert. If you don't determine that the signatures are wrong, what y'all gonna get a legal counsel to do?
That's why I said I'm going to talk to him tomorrow or tonight.
What you want? Wait a minute. If you haven't gotten a handwriting expert, what you want the lawyer to do?
We want to know our rights in the situation.
Y'all ain't got no damn rights. And that's what it boils down to. Y'all ain't got none. If you just want to be honest with it, y'all ain't got none. You refuse to follow the steps that is necessary. You need a handwriting expert. You don't need a lawyer until you find out that there is something that you need a lawyer for.
Right, but the fact that the deed is incomplete, illegible in places, the handwriting that I see from my dad's office is not the same that filled out the whole thing.
Oh.
There was misspelling, missing dates.
You may be absolutely correct in all that you just said. But until you prove the point that the handwriting is not the right handwriting, you don't need no damn lawyer. It's when you find out that the handwriting expert has went through all these documents that I'm looking for on the paper. When you find out that this handwriting is not your daddy's handwriting, it's all Kim's handwriting, then there is fraud. Okay? There have been some crimes committed. Then that's when you need a lawyer. As of right now, you don't need no lawyer. Shit. Now y'all sound like y'all on damn speedway. All right, Kim. I mean, not Kim.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Shannon. Good night.
I'll just go ahead and...
Good night.
Anyway,
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. I can't take no more. I can't take no more. I'm tired, goddammit. It's 10:06. Calling me sound like you're on the damn speedway.
Shantae Bobby Ajay daughter.
I don't want to talk to you no more. Darling, I said good night.
Okay.
Good night. old peoples used to say, you can take the horse to the wall. Good cold wall. Just came in out the stream. Good wall. The horse is a thirsty horse. But you can't make that motherfucker drink the water. God damn it, I'm tired. Ooh. Lord have mercy. Ain't nothing, from what I've heard, ain't nothing they can do. Ain't a thing they can do. Yeah, but don't y'all eat no cornbread at Kim's house. Ooh, shit. The pastor is tired as a motherfucker right now. Ooh. Ain't nothing. I don't want to interview nobody else on this case. I'm through. Unless Kim wants to be interviewed. And we know that ain't gonna happen. Let me finish. Robert Lee, I don't want to talk. Man, not tonight. I'm finna get off there. I'll go into open conversation tomorrow night and see how y'all feel. If y'all want to give an offering tonight, this is a damn good night to give an offering. Woo! $ Naked Truth Ministries. I need some more. All right. Y'all join me on the damn radio in the morning. 6 a.m. I know y'all tired, because sometimes the motherfucker. I was a confused motherfucker tonight. I'm sorry. And I know how to do this shit. But my ass was so fucking confused. Shit. Will Richardson, you see I got your shirt on, man. Woo! Lord have mercy. Well, y'all give to the pastor and I hear that nigga come with that damn $1. I know I've been worth more than a damn dollar tonight. $ Naked Truth Ministries. You won't listen. All right. Thank you, Tiffany. Y'all give tonight. Ooh. I didn't advertise Will Richardson the whole show. I'll wear this tomorrow night. So some other campaigner paid me to wear their t-shirt on the air. You saw his name the whole show. Damn, pastor say he was just as lost as them damn rings came. Oh, shit. Moses Tyson, thank you, man. Shit. Ooh. This was some confusing shit here tonight. Now, God damn it. Whoo! ain't talked to your daddy in a year and a half. Now you worry about his shit. I wish one of my children would be concerned about my shit and ain't talked to me in a year and a half and I'm dead. I'm coming back, goddammit. I'm coming back and I'm gonna hunt that motherfucker. I'm gonna be all in your motherfucking dreams. Shit. I gotta go have another drink now. My wife done fixed me some chicken and dumplings. I'm going down here and eat me some chicken and dumplings and take my black ass to goddamn bed after I have me another drink. Ooh. Moses, go back and listen to the show tonight. And then be the motherfuckers that be laying out of the casket. Ah! Ah! Mama gone! She gone! Bobby gone! Oh! Oh, Bobby! Shit. And you ain't talked to him in a year and a half. Come on. My wife would probably have something to say if one of my children asked me for some money and they ain't talked to me in a year and a half. Couldn't make me do nothing, but I know I hear her mouth. You ain't heard from her here year and a half. Now she wants you to send her some suitcases to flight school. Goddamn, flight school? Ain't that on airplanes? Shit. Put the bags on the airplane. That makes sense. God damn it, shit. I'm trying to make sense out of some bullshit. I'm trying to be logical out of bullshit. If Dominic hadn't talked to me in a year and a half, or if Jocelyn ain't talked to me in a year and a half, and me and Raymond would go a year without talking, because he a motherfucker like me. I don't give a fuck. You know, I ain't gonna listen to what the fuck you say. And then a motherfucker called me, asked me for $100. You gonna send her $100? Don't call me. I don't want to talk to none of you motherfuckers. Not tonight. I'm through talking. Y'all catch me tomorrow night. And I said, you know, Dominique called me. She asked me for $100 to $500 for this, that, and other. You gonna give her that, and she ain't talked to you in a year and a half? Now, you know that don't make no damn sense. They just using you. Then I'm gonna say you're right. You're right. Did y'all enjoy the show tonight? I'm overtime. I'm deeply over. Motherfucker. Why are you calling me, man? And I said I ain't taking no goddamn more calls tonight. No, you're mammy bald-headed, a funky ass bitch, a low-life dick sucking in the grave bitch. Fuck you. Fuck you, motherfucker. Suck a great big dick and start a daycare in your mama's stomach. Ignorant son of a bitch. I'm finna go. See, I knew that was a stupid motherfucker. A stupid motherfucker. I'm going down here and get me another drink. Bless your hearts, children. And see, if your daddy don't leave you anything, that says something about your relationship. I ain't leaving no motherfucking shit either if I ain't talked to you in a year and a half. Fuck you. Fuck you. You ain't talked to me in a year and a half. And see, we hear one half of that. We hear one half of the story. I ain't leaving you shit. Shit. Bitch, I ain't finna talk to you. I'm finna go. Cause you ignorant bitches finna call me now. Dumb son of a bitches. If the cornbread didn't taste right, Bobby was a dumb motherfucker to keep eating the shit. I ain't gonna eat no shit and it don't taste good. Shit. I ain't gonna drink your smoothie. I ain't gonna, and I taste the shit and it don't taste like shit. It tastes like shit. I don't want none. Shit. No. I know what tastes good. I'm gonna go down here and eat something of them good. I ate Tawana Murphy. What? You mad because I didn't eat you, bitch? Bitch, if I ate you, you be a crazy motherfucker like that bitch who trying to get a job, who done filed for a job as a reporter at WHBQ. Bitch. Shit. Bitch. Shit. Don't be worried about who I ate, bitch. I done ate a lot of motherfuckers I'm 65 years old. I done ate a lot of pussy in my life. Bitch, if I didn't get around to you or your mammy, don't get mad, bitch. You just missed out on your blessing. Bitch, why you calling me Gloria Shields? I ain't finna talk to you, hoe. I'm finna go. Y'all didn't put nothing in the collection plate. I'm finna go get me another drink. My glass is empty. Shit. You dumb bitches calling me. Funky breath motherfuckers, you shit. Breathe on the motherfucker, you think you're in the goddamn mall. With your ugly ass, dead ass mammy. I'm finna go. All right. Yeah, let me tell you something, and I'm gonna say this, and we'll talk about it tomorrow night. I'm gonna be in open conversation. Bobby took one of them goddamn blue pills. Okay. Bobby took one of them goddamn blue pills. When you 68 years old, goddamn it, you ain't fucking like you was when you was 28. Shit. You ain't fucking like, I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker said. I'm as good as I was when I was 20. You a motherfucking lie. Your dick don't work like it did when you was 25. Shit. Your dick don't work like it is. Shit, you got to realize my dick ain't the same dick that I had when I was 25 years old. I got an old dick now. My dick done had a lot of miles on it. It ain't the same dick. Taking the Viagra and drinking that goddamn blue pill, blue whatever that blue thing is, blue bull, and fucking one of them young motherfuckers who don't know how to stop her pussy from coming. When you fuck one of them motherfuckers right there, you in motherfucking trouble. Okay? I fucks in moderation, goddammit. I know I can't fuck like I did when I was 25. I fucked 5 with you motherfuckers in one day, 5 days a goddamn week. Shit. But I know I can't do that shit now. I don't even pretend it. And Bobby got some of the young pussy from North Memphis, from New Chicago, where I grew up at. Them bitches like that, they don't know the strength in their goddamn pussy. You fuck one of them North Memphis bitches. Bitch ain't got no bottom in her pussy. Suck dick like it's going out of motherfucking style. I fucks in moderation. I got a pocket full of money, and I fucks in moderation. I ain't gonna try to kill my motherfucking self 2 and 3 times a goddamn day. I used to do that shit. But God, thank you, Jesus. Shit, you can't do that shit. And Bobby, that morning before he got up, wanted him some early morning pussy. And she was tired of that motherfucker. Because I got a letter today about her being a lesbian. I'll talk about that tomorrow night and talk about the girl that she got in a fight with named Natasha B. That was her girlfriend and all that shit, allegedly. I'm finna go. I done said enough for one night. Join me tomorrow night for the Thaddeus Matthews show. God damn it, it's 10:30. Fuck y'all and good.